Воу, всем привет! Такие дела. Заваливаюсь недавно в гримерку в клуб Джаггер, и что я там вижу? Сидит клавишник и бэк-вокалист из группы Whitesnake Michele Luppi. Я думаю, ни хрена, мужик, дай мне интервью. Он такой, говно вопрос. Но я даю тебе интервью, а ты рекламируешь мой концерт, который будет 25 мая в особняке Половцевых. Я его спрашиваю, почем удовольствие? Он говорит, 1500. Я такой, ни хрена, дороговато? Он такой, ладно, для твоих подписчиков сделаем скощуху в 500 рублей. Придумай, Глеб, пароль, и они по паролю получат эту скощуху. Я придумал пароль Луппа Аладдина. Приходите к 7 часам 25-го в особняк Половцева, говорите Луппа Аладдина и платите не 1500, а 1000 рублей. Потом звоню Табачу, говорю, Серега, прикинь, Луппи в городе объявился. Он такой, ни хрена. Я говорю, давай его на гречу затащим. Он говорит, конечно. Так что в четверг у нас будет греча. Хз, когда ее смонтируют, ну вы знаете, как обычно, это ковыряние в жопе, ну да ладно. В общем, рано или поздно смонтируют. Приходите в четверг на гречу, зададите ему любые самые ебучие вопросы, и я думаю, он на них ответит, куда он денется. И сейчас смотрим интервью.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. Except for the fact that I had the worst taxi ride ever in my whole life. But I'm safe and I'm here and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Cool. Tell me please about your first music experience.
Well, I started playing when I was about 7 or 8 and I really need to thank my mom and dad because they actually told me, since I was very into soccer, they told me you need to do something when it's raining, when it's not, when it's winter. And I said, okay, let's play music because I grew up in a family where we had like a vinyl player and I actually started listening to music when I was very little, like 2 years old and stuff. But I wasn't loving playing because I didn't like study. So actually I loved to fool around, but I couldn't figure out what to do until I started listening to the music like over and over every day, like Kiss, Whitesnake, and you know all the bands that I love. And when I got my first real keyboard and I was 13, that day I probably decided I wanted to be that's gonna be my life. Because I want to get into that, because I thought it was the best way to express myself and to discover myself. And I didn't think that competition in sports were for me. I mean, I like competition, but in a good way. I wanted us to grow through competition, but not one against the other. I really felt since the beginning that I thought the team was what mattered. And for that purpose, I actually discovered that I needed to invest in myself because I didn't find many teams in my life. I mean, it was very hard because everybody is very selfish, especially when it comes to art and sports and stuff. So I just discovered that I need to get better and better and better in order to play with better people. So that's basically what I did. And I tried to play better, study better, actually listen to better because I was a really bad student. And whenever I had the chance to meet someone that I actually felt could do something for me, like a player that I actually admire, like Maurizio Solieri, is one of the biggest guitarists in Italy, and I say, I want to play with you. It's not about having the chance, you know, and getting into the moment. I think it's about feeling what you're capable of and finding the right people that actually can take that out of you.
This guy is that monster of tapping that I saw on YouTube. That is playing with you in the band Mr. Pig, yes?
No, that's my neighbor. That's Michele Viossi. Actually, he's one of the most important guitar players in Italy because he's a YouTuber and he has millions of views and he's great. And I say hi to him. And he was my neighbor. We grew up when we were like 4 years old. We started playing together. We had the same passion for rock music and for technique stuff. And it was great to grow with him because we had a different approach to the instrument, but the same drive. So I was really lucky to have him and practice with him. He actually played all the parts in my demos, my early demos, and then my solo records. And it was great to play with him. We did like 1,000 and more concerts together, so we actually very close. You know? So, but the other guitar players, Maurizio Solieri, he plays with a big star in Italy, and he's like, it was the only rock and roll icon guitar player that we actually have in Italy, I think. But the cool thing is that I discovered he's very passionate about many aspects of music, and I really learned a lot of things from him.
Joel Hoekstra, Red Beach.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Yes.
Tell me something about them, how it is to work with them, what do you think about it?
They're really great players. I mean, Red Beach, I've been knowing him for 30 years, and I'm a huge fan of him. And we're friends. He's the nicest guy, and he's the heart of music for me, because he really is really hearty. And I still see him as a rock star for me. So even if we tour together, we spend time together, we laugh together, we do stuff together, he will always be one of my heroes, you know, with his band Winger. And you know, how can you say, playing with him is like I always played with him, because I've always been listening to his records. Mm-hmm. And it's great. And Joel is great too. He's such a talented guy, and he can basically play in every band and be the guy, not just be a guy. I mean, he's a great player, and he really cares about overall sounds. I mean, he plays Gibson. Mm-hmm. He's got such a great sound, and he's always in tune. And that's very hard for people using that kind of guitars. You know what I'm talking about, because you play guitar, right?
Yes, I play guitar sometimes.
If I could put them together, that's how I want to play. But I have to thank the guy that I want to thank for my discovery of my emotions in music, of course. It's Tommy Aldridge, the drummer of Whitesnake. I'm from Italy. There's another culture. Music is perceived in another ways. Not a job, you know what I'm talking about. So I always felt that I needed to prove something when I play. But every decisions you take are actually poisoned by that. You're not just sharing music, you're just afraid not to be taken seriously because you love music so much, and I want everybody to respect that. And I think that was a mistake. But I had to go through that to realize that when I finally found the guy like playing with Tommy, and shit, it was moving me. I was, oh fuck, I mean, he's playing in a different way than any other drummer that I had. And I say, oh, this is very strange. This is very strange. Then I went to listen to the recording of the rehearsals we were doing with Whitesnake in the first tour. I said, fuck, this is the real thing. The real thing is moving. Real music, especially that kind of rock, is moving. It's not like playing straight. So I like the fact that he's like how do you say, like an octopus. He has like 4 different arms when he plays, but only one hand and a big heart. So it's always about the pushing, the tone of every hit. I mean, every time you hit a snare, it's so loud but so good that you will never do this. You say, I want more. So I started to feel the beauty of using the heart, and I really have to thank him for that, because it changed my musical how I perceive music. And I'm really enjoying it more. I trust myself more, and I don't double check everything I do when I'm doing it.
Tell me, how do you keep your vocal in shape? How do you push it to work? You do some exercises or not?
That's a good question. Since I'm a teacher, I should tell you, well, I do exercises every day, and I do this every day, and I take tea at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't.
Maybe not tea.
Ooh, yes, we do. I don't, because I practice a lot. You know, when I go to a rehearsal room with my band, I sing for 8 hours straight. So that's practicing. I think my real practice is about learning how I am, learning how I feel. Every morning I just get up and say, so how's my voice today? And it's different every day. So you can actually not rely to exercises or mechanisms, so to speak, that much. I mean, of course we have muscle memories, so if you don't practice, you suck. But the practice should be not mechanical. I should 5 minutes of this, I should do this. I do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I teach my students to,
to do the same.
Yes, but in a good way. Sometimes you have to push yourself to like some stuff that you don't like. Sometimes you have to push yourself to like doing some certain exercise. I'm not saying don't do exercise. I'm saying you gotta start to love doing them. Otherwise, they're useless. So what I'm trying to do is like I try to listen as much music as I can and get inspired by it. And I just don't listen to what I feel like. I listen to what I need to listen in order to create a balance inside of me. And especially, I listen stuff that I need, that interests me. I need to be interested all the time. Otherwise I get bored. And I never get bored because I'm always trying to get interested in something new every day. I can, it's funny. I maybe listen to years and years the same artist. I've been listening to for 7 years Todd Rundgren, which is one of my heroes, and I've been listening to the whole discography. I want to know everything about an artist when I listen to it. Not because I want to copy it, but I want to get inspired by what actually led him to some decision and to grow in a certain way, and why a producer became a singer and a songwriter and a drummer and a keyboard player and a guitar player and a bass player. And you do all these things because you need to. It's about a need to express music in a certain way. It's like meditation but with sounds, So I really love that part of music that actually wasn't part of my life since a few years ago. And I was not a great student, but I tried to become a good teacher by understanding my students. So I'm trying to give them what they need and what they need to feel. So for example, if you're my student and you like a certain kind of music, but I see a lack of, timing, for example, I try little by little to make you listen and appreciate like funk and stuff like that actually can develop your rhythm feel that maybe you're gonna use doing metal, metal songs. So I'm not saying, oh, you should study this because you need to. I'm not trying to put something inside of you. I try to get stuff out of you because everything's there already. You just need to make it more smooth and in order. That's what I try, because I believe everybody can do it. I really believe that.
You're like a Chinese monk.
I don't know, but I trust you. You know more about that stuff too. I discovered, I was doing a workshop once and there was like a psychologist there. So you studied Socrates and Greek and stuff. I just didn't know what she was talking about. She said Maeutica. I don't know how to translate it in English, but Maeutica.
Yes, exactly.
That's it. So she told me, oh, so you're into that. I said, I don't know what you're talking about, but just give me some stuff. Then I went to study and I said, shit, this is what I do. And I was really happy to see that empathy was my secret to get in touch with the students, not to manipulate him or make him do what I want, just to give him free will and try to inspire him to be passionate. Because I'm telling you, I love music like 24 hours a day, forever, since I was 13. It's like breathing air, it's like eating food, and the food you love, actually. Italian food, It's very interesting. How do I develop my... Well, sometimes you have to understand why you want things. And sometimes you want things because you want to show people that you can do stuff. Like if you're 20 and you really want to be a musician and nobody gives a shit about you, you need people to notice you. So for example, I started singing notes that others couldn't, just because I could. And I thought it was a cool thing because, this is me, I'm going to be different than from the others. Actually, I was trying to challenge myself if I could do certain things. And it was a good experience, but it was not an artistic experience. It was like developing my skills, that you actually need. You need chops, you need skills, but you don't have to put it in the art. You need skills to create art. So I was too young to realize that, of course. But eventually, people noticed me, and I really had the chance to work with people that had more experience than me and see why they were doing things. So I learned to listen to myself. So we lie to ourselves all the time. You need a lot of deep understanding to understand if you're honest or not. So I believe many kind of music are done just to impress. Just like porn, making love and watching porn is a different thing. It gives you like, ooh, but then after 5 minutes you're done. I want to say how, so sorry. But I mean, it's not the impression that you want to create in the people. It's like knowing a lot of words but not knowing what to say. For example, if you play bass and it feels good, it's not good with the grid. So if you go back and overcheck things, even if they're okay, you're overdoing it. So I need to understand, to have the experience to know that this is my grid and this is not my boss, It's very hard, and I need to thank a person for that, and I'm gonna tell you later who, I want to keep as a secret for now.
Thank you very much. It
Oh,
was
no, you're very kind. Thank you, and thank you for having me here in St. Petersburg. Everybody's so nice, and I love to teach here, and I love to do my music activities here as well. Thank you for having me. Ciao. Cool.